of course, now talk a little bit about the war in Ukraine. Let's talk about the impacts on certain businesses. We'll return in a moment to FedEx, but right here, right now, sitting alongside us is Maxim Timchenko, CEO of DTEK, Ukraine's largest private electricity and coal producer. You're here for an event within the Bloomberg building. We're privileged to have you sitting with us, Maxim, and just talk to us about more the upheaval that you continue to see, the worries and the restraints that you're seeing coming from Russia at the moment, and the increased focus of war, what it means for you as a business.
Of course, it's a different business when you're in war. But we're in war for more than 200 days, and we are winning this war. Putin declared energy war not only to Ukraine, but to Europe. And in this situation, we even supporting Europe, exporting electricity, exporting coal. We managed to produce coal and gas at pre-war level. We managed to prepare our equipment for the winter season. We managed to restore electricity supply as soon as it's practically possible to our clients. So basically, we're in good shape, to be honest. Of course, we have the highest level of uncertainty, because Russians, when they realize that they cannot win on battlefield, they start attacking critical infrastructure, destroying transmission lines, power stations, substations, but we cope with that.
Give us an assessment of the damage that's out there right now to the energy infrastructure and how long it might take to get it back up to pre-war levels.
As of today, about 25% of generation capacity either destroyed on occupied territory. Unfortunately, about 90% of our wind parks on occupied territory, about 30% of solar parks. And DTEK is the major renewable producer in the country now, and unfortunately, half of our capacity is on occupied territory. But because of demand destruction, and we have dropped more than 35%, basically we're in balanced situation. As I said, we even have excess capacity. So to bring it back, we need just time. First is to deoccupy these territories. There is the huge destructions. You all know about Zaporozhye nuclear power station. There's a lot around of this situation. We hope that at least it will be in demilitarized zone, and then it's a matter of time when we bring it back to Ukrainian grid.
You mentioned coal, nuclear, wind, solar. Is the plan to produce as much energy of whatever kind and type that you can, or is there sort of that underlying shift of trying to go cleaner, greener to meet the needs of the future?
DTEK is the major private power producer in the country, and two years ago we announced that by 2040 we plan to be climate neutral. It means that we should make this huge shift from coal production to renewables. In Ukraine, we have the largest potential to develop renewables in the continent, both solar and wind. And basically, as it was said by President Zelensky just 2 weeks ago, Ukraine can become a green energy hub for Europe to increase our capacity in solar and wind, develop our transmission capacity, and export this clean energy to Europe, as well as nuclear. Today, we have huge nuclear potential. So Ukraine have all the chance to become regional decarbonization leader.
It's interesting, of course, Maxim, you've been leading this business since 2005. You've been there since its foundation. You have a close relationship with your stakeholders, whether they be employees, but also whether they be investors. I'm interested in your investors, whether it be, of course, from a debt perspective. How much bandwidth are you continuing to see as the war goes on to continue to lend out, to be able to give you the patience you need to continue to grow this business, to invest?
Yeah, from the day one of our company, we said that we are strategic investors in Ukraine. So, of course, we had to cope with not only with the recent events, but with the war in 2014, because the company was originated from Donetsk, from Donbass. And of course, we didn't expect such a scale of war. Such scale of problems we can face, but we have no choice. We stay as a Ukrainian company. We want to develop our capacities, especially renewables. This is where we invest heavily. Even now, we are thinking about resuming our wind project, 500 megawatt, and we start doing first investments in European countries in renewables. So, and basically this is part of our integration. We can bring together Ukraine, European countries. We are part of energy system of Europe because we synchronized in March. And basically, it's very symbolic that on 24th of February, Ukraine desynchronized, disconnected from Russian and Belarusian energy systems, and I believe forever. Now, we're part of Europe in energy network, and I think that we'll play more and more important role in energy security of European Union.
With regards to DTEK's debt obligations, your ability to make good on those debt obligations, and going forward, the mechanisms of how you pay for that debt. Where do you stand right now?
So we are very active on public debt markets since 2010, and we always build very open, transparent relation with our investors. Even today, after war started, we serve our debt, and we have bonds issued, green bond issued, and also bonds on our other companies, and we keep, as I said, open relation with investors. We serve our debt. We are not in restructuring process. We do not foresee standstill at this moment of time. But of course, a lot depends on development of situation in Ukraine.
All right. Well, a challenging situation for you. I'm sure one you have to navigate as CEO. And we appreciate you taking time to be with us today. That's Maxim Timchenko. He is the CEO of Ukraine's DTEK. We thank him for his time.